Welcome to the Purpose, Passion, and Profit podcast, a show for ambitious women who are ready to ditch their 9-to-5 and create an online business doing work that's in alignment with their calling. I'm your host, Kelly Dawn, business and money mindset coach for purpose-driven entrepreneurs. Each week, I'll be sharing actionable steps to help you gain clarity, build confidence, and cultivate an abundance mindset that will help you create a profitable, service-based online business. If you're ready to make an income and impact doing what you love, let's do this. Hey everyone, welcome back to the show. Today we're talking about something that came up over on Instagram last week when I did an Ask Me Anything up in my stories. And one of the questions that came through is, how do we move through the fear of charging higher prices at our business? And I absolutely love this question, so I wanted to do an entire podcast episode about it because it's so important that we're charging prices that are aligned in our business. It's going to make us feel a lot better, and it's also going to serve our clients at a higher level. And I want to share with you why that is in today's episode. So the first thing that we want to do when we're looking at the price of our offers is to detach our worth from what we're selling. And this is where things get really entangled as service-based entrepreneurs who are doing work that's really in alignment with your purpose and your calling. It's very easy to get entangled with your offer, and it can feel like you're not just selling a service, but you're really selling yourself. You're selling a piece of yourself every single time you make a sale. And because of that, we can start to let self-doubt creep in. We can have these old stories pop up telling us that we shouldn't be charging that much or that we don't know enough and a bunch of other silly things that aren't really serving us. And when that happens, we can move to this place where we think we need to charge less, or we think we need to offer massive discounts all the time. Or another way this comes up is if you have an offer and you pack it full of 14 million different bonuses in order to feel good about charging the price that you have on it. So we want to remove our worth from our offer because you are priceless. You are absolutely priceless. You cannot put a price tag on you as a human being. That is completely impossible, right? You are worth so much more than you could ever imagine. So approaching your pricing and asking yourself, okay, so what am I worth here? What am I worth for this offer here? That is the wrong question to be asking. What we want to do instead is look at the transformation that your offer is going to help people experience. So look at what the end result of working with you is and what is that worth for your people. And even when we get into this question, you're going to see very quickly that it's hard to put a price on that because of how powerful this kind of work is. Whatever service that you have for people, it is going to impact them beyond what you realize. Here's what I mean by this. Let's say you are a health and fitness coach and you have a woman come to you. She wants to hire you because she wants to lose 15 to 20 pounds. She wants to feel better in her body. She wants to fit into her skinny jeans, and she wants to learn how to exercise regularly and eat properly. So surface level transformation, she wants to lose 15, 20 pounds. She wants to learn healthy habits and how to stick with them consistently. Now, underneath the surface though, what you might find out after having a couple of calls with her is that this woman has been struggling with self-confidence issues and body love issues since high school. Because back in high school, 20-some years ago, she was bombarded with messages, and she has been ever since, from the diet industry telling her that she's not good enough, she's not thin enough, and she's not pretty enough. And so this isn't about losing 15 to 20 pounds. This is about learning how to love herself. And after working with you, she doesn't just get a physical transformation, she gets a transformation on a deeper level. And that trickles into other areas of her life. So let's say she goes into work and she's showing up more confidently. There's this idea that she's been meaning to bring to her boss for the longest time, but she just hasn't felt good enough. And now she's at a place where she can go to her boss, share the idea. It's amazing. She ends up getting a promotion. And in her dating life, maybe she's been dating fuckboys and losers because she thinks that's all she can get. Well, now with this newfound confidence, with this newfound self-love that she's experiencing, she's calling in her soulmate. She's dating guys who are really, really good matches for her. So she knows it's only a matter of time before she finds the one who's truly at her level, the one that she deserves, right? This goes so beyond the transformation that we think we're going to offer our people. Another example around this, let's say you are a relationship coach and you work with married couples. Maybe that's your expertise. If you have a couple who comes to you and they desperately want to save their marriage, they've done counseling, they've done different things over the years, they're coming to you and you're able to help them get to a place where they can communicate effectively, where they can get that love back, that spark back into their relationship. And as a result, their 15-year marriage is stronger than ever. You have helped these people save their marriage. Those two different transformations that I just shared in those examples are priceless. They are absolutely priceless. So even when we're thinking about, okay, how much is this offer worth? It's going to be worth so much more than you can even imagine. So what do you do? What do you do in terms of a price? Here's what you do. You pick a price that feels good for you. And you might be thinking that is way too vague. I need a number. I need a set number. I need some guidelines when it comes to setting my prices. You need to choose a price that feels good for you for two reasons. Firstly, you want to make sure that when you're selling it, you're showing up confidently, which means if you are putting your offer out there and you're pricing it higher than you really think it's worth, you're not going to be confident sharing the price. You're going to get to the part of the sales pitch, whether that's in a piece of written content or on a podcast, whatever it is, and you're going to share the price and it's going to feel really awkward. You're going to feel like shrinking, or you're going to feel like racing through the sales pitch because it feels so uncomfortable. You want to be super confident in your price so you can sell it effectively. And you also want to make sure that you price it high enough so you're not playing around in this energy of resentment, because that can happen if we're pricing things too low. Then you're going out there and you're talking about your offer, but underneath the surface, your energy is saying things like, oh my God, these people they're getting away with this. This is so much more valuable than what the price is. And you start to resent the people who buy from you. So we want to avoid both of those things from happening by choosing a price that feels really good for us. Now, an exercise I want to share with you that I absolutely love to get to that number for you, for your specific offer, is to think of a price that feels way too low. Where if you were out there selling it and people actually bought it, you would resent them because you know it's worth so much more than what they just paid. So I want you to get really clear on what that number is. Now I want you to go in the other direction, and I want you to pick a number that feels so high that if someone actually bought from you at that price, you would feel like you were getting away with something. You would feel like you were somehow, being a little bit sneaky and getting away with something that you shouldn't because it's priced just way beyond what you think it's worth. The sweet spot is the price that falls in the middle of those two things. That is how you're going to get your price. Coming back to the original question, as far as getting through the fear of charging the price that you want to charge, start somewhere and go up from there. And when it comes to selling, it's all about practice. The more often you do it, the better you're going to get. This is one of those things that you can listen to podcasts about selling, you can read books about selling, you can take courses. All of those things are going to be really valuable. But at the end of the day, you need to actually get used to selling by practicing in order to get good at selling. It's one of those things that nobody wants to hear because nobody wants to actually do it until they're good at it. But it's okay to be awkward at sales. It's totally cool. I remember some of my very first sales calls and they were horrible. I remember when I was selling free coaching, right? I was selling free sessions. I just wanted to get people on the phone because I'd never coached anyone before. And offering people free coaching was ridiculously uncomfortable and there wasn't even a price tag attached to it. So know that you're going to grow. Know that it's going to feel easier. Know that you're going to become more confident as you do it, as you go through this process. So to recap what we talked about today, first of all, you want to detach your worth from your offer because you are absolutely priceless. Secondly, we want to look at the transformation that your offer is going to help your people experience. Look at the end result and ask yourself, okay, what is this worth? And another thing you can do here is say, well, what would I pay for that transformation? If I were the one buying this, what would I pay? And that can give you a really good indication as to what to price your offer at. And then the last thing we want to do is go with a price that's in alignment. That means it feels good for us. That means when we're talking about the offer, we can say the price with full confidence. All right, friends, that's what I have for you today. If you loved today's episode, please tag me over on Instagram and let me know. You can find me over at igniteyourpurpose.co. Just tag me in your stories, and that way I can shout you out to my audience as well. I will leave you with that. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and I'll talk to you in the next episode.